Okay. So shall we pick up from, shall we just quickly understand, recall what we did last week? Shall we do that? So the last week's so that we started with the very first shloka, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamakaf Pandavaschaiva Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. So who wants to go first? Anyone wants to share? What was the first point we made? Okay, let me go with questions. Why is Kurukshetra referred to as a Dharma Kshetra? Anyone can take it up.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, Pratibhaji. Good morning, Kamala. Why is Kurukshetra a Dharma Kshetra? Referred to as a Dharma Kshetra in this shloka? Anyone?
So in the Kurukshetra region, there have been many scholarly works that have happened, and many kings have ruled for many, many thousands of years.
Correct. Yes. Anything else? One more point. Yes, Nirmala.
Yeah, it is referred to as a pilgrimage in the olden days. And Bhagavan Mahavishnu is also standing there.
Correct.
So it is referred to as Dharma Kshetra.
Yes, Bhagavan himself is standing there. Very correct. Yes.
It is Dharma Kshetra because in the Kuru dynasty, many kings were tapasvis also.
Tapasvis also.
They have done tapa in that Kurukshetra.
Correct. Very correct.
So it was called a Kurukshetra. Correct. But the reference is, this body has been given to us as a place where the dharma, that is the prarabdha, is worked out. It's called a Dharma Kshetra.
Yes, perfect.
And the Kuru dynasty or Kuru is all the hundreds of qualities we have.
Correct.
And those are the sons, Duryodhana, that is Dhritarashtra's sons.
Correct.
Those are the anger, the delusion,
correct.
All the negative qualities.
Right.
Or the 100 children.
Correct.
The 5 good qualities.
Yeah.
Pandu is also called Sweta, that is white, and it is Sattvic qualities.
Sattvic.
The 5 Sattvic qualities, if you work on them, you can beat out all the evil qualities which you have. From the 5, you grow, and you annihilate totally all the 100 bad qualities which you have.
Very good, very good.
So this is called the Dharma Kshetra. The body itself is being given as the Dharma Kshetra. It is, the war is not something which happened in Kuru, in that Kurukshetra.
Historical time, correct.
It is in this body.
Correct. And
in
mind.
This body, we are working it out.
Perfect. Very well.
The fighting is going on between the good and the evil.
Correct. Very well said, Nirmalaji. Very, very well said. Very well said. Very nice. Excellent.
Before we proceed, I just want to read out that thing for as an explanation. Please.
Yeah. Okay. The background is, for the rest of them who were not, in the last class, the background is Nirmalaji mentioned that the war, this whole Bhagavadgita, the narration by Sanjaya, started only when when they were well into the war and Bhishma put down his arms. Right? That was when Dhritarashtra was rattled. Until as long as Bhishma was fighting, he was a commander-in-chief. He was very comfortable. Dhritarashtra was very sure that they are going to win the war. But once Bhishma fell, he was rattled, and then he wanted to see what's happening in the war field. So that was what Nirmalaji mentioned, and I was not sure about this. I had no corroborative evidence to say that, because everything indicates that Sanjaya started the commentary as the live commentary when the war started. So now Nirmalaji has come up with some evidence. So let us, that will be very interesting, really. I mean, this is the first time I've heard of this. So
when the unprecedented Mahabharata war was in the offing, sage Vyasa went to Hastinapura palace and told the blind king Dhritarashtra, his son, if you wish to see the great war, I shall gift you with a divine vision. Dharma, Dhritarashtra replied, which father would like to see his sons fall one after another in the war field? So I do not want the divine vision. It was then that the sage bestowed upon Sanjaya, the king's trusted minister, a divine power to move freely, unseen and unheard anywhere in the war field and war camps, and know firsthand all that would transpire there, so that he can report it all in detail to the king. Sanjaya accordingly began his narration to the king, describing the greatness and glory of India and its huge mountains, holy rivers, pilgrim centers, and others legendary details. The war suddenly began, and he rushed to Kurukshetra to be there witnessing the developments. 9 days passed. 10th day, the great invisible grandfather Bhishma, hit by Arjuna's arrows, fell from the chariot. Unable to bear the sight, Sanjaya ran to the king to report the event. Hearing the news, Dhritarashtra lost all mental balance. A number of doubts, misgivings, and inquiries sprang up in his mind. How could Arjuna, moral, ethical, do such a heinous act? Did he not have any doubt or hesitation? How did he resolve his inner conflict? Of course, Krishna, the master, knower, is there by his side. He is quite capable of dealing with any situation and instructing Arjuna. Did any such discussion transpire before the battle? If it did, Sanjaya, let me know all about it, so that my heart will find some consolation and its strength to hear your further war narrations. This is how Dhritarashtra came to ask Sanjaya about the war as stated in the first verse of the text.
Oh, very interesting. Which
Of
book
the,
is Carry
of
on.
the 700 verses in Bhagavad-gita, this is the only one the blind king speaks. The inquiry is significant and profound. It sets the tone and the content of the dialogue. Kurukshetra had the reputation of being Dharma Kshetra, the land and abode of Dharma, the science of ethics and propriety to govern human life. Dhritarashtra's ancestor Kuru had done prolonged austerity, tapasya. There, its sublime spiritual effects still enveloped and graced the place. As the war was fought in such a holy and austere place, it could not be in violation of dharma and ethics. Surely there was something beyond the visible factors. The blind king wishes to hear the ethical relevance, just one more paragraph, ethical relevance of Arjuna shooting down his grandfather, who had no enmity towards him and who in fact blessed him, his team for victory. Arjuna himself did not have any ill will towards the grandfather. He was always eager to worship him and seek his blessings. Ultimately, whatever takes place in such an abode as Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra can only be ethical and dharmic. It is the subtle law of nature. Much against the feeling and fervor of Duryodhana, Duryodhana was fostering about himself and his army. The fact was that he was by every step weakening his own stand, to that extent strengthening that of Yudhishthira.
Which book is this, Nirmala ji?
He has done a big research on Bhagavad Gita. It is Insights into Bhagavad Gita by Swami Bhuma Tirtha of Narayana Ashram, Tapovan. Tapovan. Vengiseri, Trishur, Kerala.
Okay, you put that in the WhatsApp group or something. So we will also, we can refer to it. Thank you so much.
It was beautiful, no? I couldn't resist reading out to you people.
Very
I'm
good.
sorry.
This is a, yeah, it's well, it's possible. I mean, how do we know? Yeah. Thank you. Very good. So just one more question regarding the previous shloka, this Dharma, Kshetra, Kurukshetra, and we can carry on. So what is the significance of Dhritarashtra's name? Padmaja, can you share? Did you get that? Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra. It's in his name.
I have no idea. Rashtra is state or kingdom.
Correct. Yes, that's right. Dhrita, yeah. Dhrita is a tight hold, strangle hold on it. Okay.
So he is holding the.
Yes, kingdom. He's holding on to the throne very tightly. He's not willing to give it up, even in the face of dharma. In the face of adharma also, he wants to hold it. That is why his name is interpreted as one who is the blind king who is holding on to his chair because of moha, of great attachment. Dhrita Rashtra. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So we will move to the next shloka. Just a minute.
Dhrita is the tight hold. Dhrita.
Dhrita is the tight hold. Yeah, that's right. Where is my Zoom? I don't know. Today it is always acting very. Am I sharing the screen? Yeah, thank you. 2.7. Okay. So next after that.
You had written 2.2 also.
No, I'm sorry. I don't think so. No, not at all. 2.7. Because see, this is all very significant in the sense, this is all the previous shlokas are just lamentation by Arjuna. And like I previously mentioned, Adi Shankara hasn't even bothered to comment on those because it's all about I, me, myself, how I am sad, how, he gives a lot of justification for not wanting to fight the war. So this 2.7 has been chosen because here Arjuna actually stops talking, put down his arms and keeps quiet. Then he gives a chance for Krishna to talk. That is why this shloka has been chosen. Arjuna uvacha karpanya doshopahatta swabhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yachreyasyanishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhi mam tvam prapannam. Anybody wants to chant it? You are welcome. If you want to skip it, that's also fine. What do you want to do? You want to chant?
I'll chant it. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Arjuna uvacha karpanyadoshopahatah svabhavah pruchhami tvam dharma sammudhachetah yachreyasyan bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam.
Yes.
Arjuna uvacha karpanya dosho upahata svabhava pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam.
Very good. Kamala, you want to chant?
Okay. Arjuna uvacha karpanyadoshopahatah svabhavah pruchhami tvam dharma sammudachetah yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam.
Pratibha is very quiet today.
Yes, ma'am. I will.
All right.
Karpanya doshopahatta swabhavah pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yashreyah Syanishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shati mam tvam prapannam.
Very good. Okay. So who wants to share the first? Let us just see what it means. So the Tatparya is, Arjuna is saying, now I'm confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. Karpanya means miserly. Karpanya dosha. I have this weakness of this miserliness of the mind. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple, surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Okay, now who wants to go with the explanation? Anyone?
Shall I go?
Yeah, sure, Padmaja.
Okay. So Arjuna is very possessive about his family members. So if anything happens to them, he is not desirous to live. So this is the dosha or the weakness that is talked about when they say karpanya dosha pahata. So why did this dosha come? This is because of karpanya, which is the lack of knowledge of self-realization. So Arjuna, being on the bodily platform, is completely attached to his family members.
Correct.
So this is what the dosha they're talking about, that attachment kind of thing. And this is resulting in upahata swabhava. His nature of being Kshatriya is pulled down because of this attachment. It's very rare to see a Kshatriya in a dilemma to fight.
Correct.
So that's what is talked about. Dharma sammuda chetaha. So Arjuna's mind is bewildered about his duty. Should he fight? Should I fight or should I not? He's thinking.
Correct.
So is his dharma fighting and killing them, or just leave my own people alive, leave them alive, and he'll go to some other place or some jungle or somewhere and stay?
Correct.
So then he says, Bruhi tanme, tell me, yat shreya means what is good for me. Nishchitam, for sure, what is good for me. Now he is coming to Krishna and he's telling Krishna that Shishyasteham means I'm your student. Shati mam tvam prapannam, instruct me, I surrender to you. So that's what he is telling, that I am surrendering to you. I really don't know what needs to be done.
Yes.
Should I fight or not? My Kshatriya Dharma says I should fight.
Correct.
But however, these are all my own people, so I cannot fight. So the dilemma, he is not sure what to do. So he is asking, requesting Krishna, Lord Krishna, to instruct him, and he is asking that I surrender to you.
Very good. Very well said. Thank you, Padmaja. Very nice. Who else wants to go next? Yes, Neha.
I feel this shloka is a turning point of Bhagavad Gita, wherein Arjuna totally surrenders himself to God, laying the platform for this holy message of Bhagavad Gita.
Correct.
From the Bhagwan. And I feel this is something that we all go through at some point in life, that we are so desperate for a solution for our dilemmas, for what we are going through. So some point or the other, we completely surrender ourselves.
Yes. Very correct. Perfect. Yes. Anyone else?
Yes. So far Arjuna was speaking about dharma and adharma, and but soon he realized that he is ignorant, because the situation how he sees is not real. He understands that he is seeing everything through emotions, and his mind is distracted by sorrow. So for the first time, he who was seeing Krishna as his cousin or friend, now he realizes that he is a guru, he is Bhagavan, and he stops all his emotions and becomes a humble disciple.
Correct.
Now, and he is telling that please advise me what I have to do.
Okay.
Like what is that Kudumba Dharma or Vritti Dharma, which is important. Right.
Superb. Excellent. Yes, Nirmala ji.
As she said just now, all along he was thinking of Krishna as first as his charioteer, then as his friend, and as his cousin. These were the attitudes he had toward him. And he has the highest regard for Drona, his teacher. He has the highest regard for his grandfather. They have really shaped him up to be this great warrior that he is. And suddenly now he has to kill all of them. How how to, he's not able to, get over his, this thing, love for them, love and respect for them. And he gets into the, when he is asked to fight, he says, it is better to run away, take up sannyasa, go away, let them win the war. It's okay. I don't want to become the king. I don't want to become the king, killing all these people. I'll have blood on my hand and I'll become the king. What is the big deal? I don't want that. I don't want all of them to die. Let me be just okay. It's okay. I have given up. Like that only, no.
Correct.
But he is not able to realize that he is number one student. He is number one student. What is the duty of a student? Number one student. If he gets an examination, what would he do? He'll go for it. He will go for the writing the exam and winning and becoming the first man. He should be saying, he should be showing the twang of the bow and saying, hey guys, I have come. He should be saying that. Instead of that, I don't want to fight. What is this? I don't want to do anything. I will run away. This is not the way. So he is totally confused. So at last, now he finds, hey, this Krishna can help me out. Let me fall at his feet. Let me become his student and let me give up the thing. Let him decide for me instead of me deciding, because I'm not able to decide between this and that.
Correct.
So he gives the thing and he falls at his feet. This is only when Arjuna does this that Krishna starts his teaching.
Very correct. Very well said. All the points are extremely valid, and they are very comprehensive. Just a few more points and we can move to the next. So this second chapter is called Sankhya Yoga. Right? Sankhya means Jnana. It's not without reason that this immediately after the first Vishada Yoga, Krishna is giving Jnana. See, what would we do otherwise? If somebody comes crying to us, we'll say, okay, now sit down, have a glass of water. Will you have something to eat? And we'll try to pacify that person, right? But here, Krishna is doing nothing of that sort. Straight away, he's giving the antibiotic of the highest, potency. And then later he will quote it with antacid, he will give dhyana. Okay, you don't understand, you take dhyana. Okay, you don't understand, you do some raja, you should do some breathing practice, all that. But first and foremost, the most important, medicine he's giving. He's not, this Arjuna is rattled, actually, he did not expect Krishna to come with a blast like that. All this is why this chapter is considered one of the most important. It is the core teaching of the Bhagavadgita. This is the Jnana part of it. The rest are all just additions. This is what it is. This is the entire Tatparya of the Vedanta. Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogda Gopalanandana in this chapter. Full entire Jnana is given in this chapter. That is why this is the Sankhya Yoga. And in this chapter, Krishna is not just addressing that one specific problem that Arjuna has. Should I fight now or not? Should I kill or not? No. He is addressing the root of all the problems of all of us. If you get this one chapter, you will not have any more questions in life. The answers will come by themselves. You will not have any dilemmas. Because it's such a comprehensive solution that Krishna gives with this Jnana, that once you understand that the root of problem is, what is the root of my problem, we will never have any other doubt in life. That is what Krishna is aiming at. He is not bothered whether Arjuna will fight this war or not. He is interested in giving that wholesome, that full big picture to the world. So this is why the Sankhya Yoga chapter 2 is extremely important. And why are we starting from this verse? Because here, and like I said, even Acharya Adi Shankara, he didn't take this verse, he took even later, because here is where Arjuna stops talking. All this while in whole of chapter 1, he's been blabbering. He's been complaining. He's feeling so sorry for himself. And all of us have this nature of justifying our weaknesses, justifying our decisions in life. We will tell ourselves hundreds of things, why I did this, why I did that. That is exactly what Arjuna is doing in the whole of the first chapter. Only at this point now he's exhausted. He's tired of all the excuses he's been giving. And he's confessing that, look, I don't know, I'm confused. This is when the teaching can start. Otherwise, when I'm full of myself, my own problems, I'm not in a mood to listen to any advice, isn't it? I'll not even bother what the other person is thinking. Only when I can make some space in my head that some other gyan can enter me. So that is what, Nirmalaji, did you share? Yes. Pratibhaji, did you share your insight? I just started off.
I will tell me.
Okay, let me finish, then you can add, okay, Pratibha? So, yeah, so this is where Arjuna stops talking. So there is some space for Krishna to come in and, okay, now you're asking me, you stopped? Okay, now let me speak. That's the kind of space that Arjuna is giving now. He's truly surrendered, and he, yeah, like Nirmalaji said, he accepts Krishna as a superior person with a better view on such things. Then he put down his arms and says, okay, now Shadhi, instruct me. And Shreya, what is good for me? See, here Shreya and Preya, of course, we know the definitions of both. Most of the time, what is Preya is our Shreya. What I want, I think, is what is good for me. But Shreya is not that. Shreya is what is the ultimately good for everyone. It is not just about me. It is what is good for society. Jagat Hita. That is Shreya. It is not just for me, whether I will go to heaven or hell, whether I will feel sad or bad. No, that is not Shreya. Shreya is who are the stakeholders who are part of your, who will be affected by your actions. How will it affect the people around me? And I'm a Kshetriya. And my responsibility lies with the people of my land and my commander-in-chief, everyone. What is the Shreya, which is all-inclusive? That is the very critical over here, what Arjuna is asking. What is the Shreya that I should do? That is the beauty of this. And then, so all the arguments he had were very valid, but now he is only confused about it, and he can see that they're all very shallow. They're very shallow. And so when Krishna starts blasting him, it's so interesting. Why Krishna starts blasting him? Because before the Mahabharata war started, Krishna had gone to Kunti, and apparently he asked her, what shall I tell your sons? I'm going to Kurukshetra. Your sons are all talked up in their, in their arms and their helmets and their, kavachas. What should I tell them? Kunti, you know what Kunti said? She had done with all the asking Karna to spare her children and all that. She was done with all that. Now that war is at hand, she tells Krishna, tell my sons that the day a Kshatrani gives birth to her sons has come. The day a Kshatriya is born, the day is upon here. Let them go and fight. So the mother had told this to Arjuna, to Krishna. So that is also an interesting aside. So Krishna goes and says, Krishna is very clear. You have come here to fight, you bloody well fight. This is very too late for any other kind of feelings, to have second thoughts. It is. And another thing is, Krishna starts advising only because Arjuna asks. Here, another point is, unless you are ready to learn, you will not be able to receive any jnana. Unless I want to learn, it is impossible for anyone to, introduce some other this thing into me. That feeling of surrender, only the willingness to change is at the root of change for the entire world. Whether it's individuals or societies or everything, or countries, the willingness to change has to come from within. So Krishna will not simply go and instruct XYZ. He will just do what that is the same thing. Unless you surrender to me, you will not find a way out. That is another thing. So actually, Vivekananda says that an atheist is not simply one who does not believe in God. An atheist is one who does not believe in himself. This is Arjuna's dilemma. In some senses, all of us are atheists at some point of time. We lose self-confidence. So what Arjuna is asking for is, give me confidence. And that is exactly what Krishna will proceed to do. So this, that's about it, about this shloka. Pratibha ji, you wanted to share something about this? You're please welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
This chapter is Sankhya Yoga. It
Correct.
is very important. In the shloka is turning point in Bhagavad. This seventh shloka is a turning point in Bhagavad Gita, ma'am.
Correct. Yes.
And paralyzed by faint-heartedness through a sense of pity and with my mind confused in respect of my duty, I ask you to tell me for certain wherein lies my good. I am your pupil to seek refuge in you. Please instruct me. Yes.
Correct. So Arjuna asks, and therefore only then Krishna replies.
Yes,
That's the main thing here. So unless he is asked, he will not say. Okay.
The instructions are over in the second chapter. Finish. Gita was over.
Gita was over in the second chapter.
It is only Arjuna asking questions. He has extended it to 18 chapters.
Correct. So this is the method of Vedanta. See, all the Upanishads, they are just potent verses. They are just mantras. By the way, the shlokas in the Upanishads are called mantras. They are not called shlokas. That is because they are worthy of japa. They are so potent by themselves. You can just meditate on those little mantras, and you can get a lot of insights. So these are just, that's how the teaching is all urdhva mula adashaka, all ulta. It is not like you learn ABC and then you come to PhD. No, here the maximum teaching is given in the highest teaching. The highest teaching is given in the Vedas. That is the tradition followed by Krishna also. So the mantras are given, tak, and they'll say, are you sad? No, don't be sad. Who is asking? Who is sad? Ask who is asking. Tat Tvam Asi, you are that, you are God. Then they will look at you. Oh, you didn't get it? Okay, then okay, 18 chapters. So that's how it goes. So it is so fantastic and it's very interesting. It is totally opposite the teaching that we are used to in life. So this is how it proceeds from here. Yeah.
As Prabhuji says, in our normal life, we study and we write the exam. But in real life, what it is, we write the exam. We are given problems first.
Correct.
And then we learn the lesson.
Correct. In life, we are given the experience and then you give the explanations and all, you look for it later. Very correct. Correct. Very correct. All right. Shall we go to the next?
Every time we'll give a different solutions for the same problem.
Every time we experiment. Yes, we experiment and we waste a lot of time also, but then that is how we learn to get up. That's how we learn to get up. But the important thing is we are learning to get up. That is the important thing. Actually, in rural areas, people who have cows, who rear cows, they will know the behavior of animals, how they behave. And if the animal is very weak, when a calf is born, sometimes it is not in good health, it's not in full health. So apparently they will see whether the calf is able to get up. And if the calf is struggling to get up and making an effort to get up, they'll take the trouble to help it, I believe. But if they see that the calf is not responding to any stimulus, they'll just put it to sleep. See, that is nature, survival of the fittest. Life is exactly like that. So unless we make an effort to learn, to make mistakes, get up, do again and again, life is not going to help. God is not going to help. That is also one more insight. Okay, this is the next shloka we have, Prabhuji has chosen for us, 2.11. And because the other shlokas in between are more of the same, of Arjuna's despondence. And Sanjaya starts sharing. Sanjaya's one verse is also there. He says, okay, from here, Madhusudana is talking. So what does the Bhagavan say here? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashocyan Anvashocastvam Prajnavadamscha Bhashase Gatasun Agatasumscha Nanushocanti Panditaha. Beautiful verse. Anyone wants to chant? Please carry on.
Okay. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Ashocyananvashocastvam Prajnavadamscha Bhashase Gatasunagatasumscha Nanushocanti Panditaha.
Yes.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Asochayan Anvasochatvam Pragyavadamscha Bhashase Gatasunagatasumcha Nanushocanti Panditaha.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Ashocyananvashocastvam Prajnavadamscha Bhashase Gatasunagatasumscha Nanushocanti Panditaha.
Pratibha?
Ashocyananna shocastvam Prajnavadascha Bhashase Gatasuna Gatasuscha Nanushocanti Panditaha.
Very good. So what does it mean? Bhagavan's first words. There is actually one more verse in the beginning, which more or less the same. But he says, he tells Arjuna, like we understood earlier, he starts blasting him left, right, center. There is no sugarcoating of anything over here. He says, while speaking like a pandita, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not, to be grieved for. You're grieving for what is not to be worthy of grieving. And those who are wise lament neither for those who are gone, nor for those who have not yet gone. Gatasun, agatasun. See, each and every word that Krishna is using here is very significant. So we will see what he actually means, and people can share their insights on this. You can go. Whoever wants to go first. Sneha started last time. You want to say something, Sneha?
It's fine.
Okay. Then Kamala?
Yeah, Ji. So here Bhagavan is telling that, as you said, that speaking like a man of wisdom, it is not worthy to grieve for. And he gives the meaning of Pandita here. He says that he starts giving Jnana here only. he said we are far beyond this body, mind, and intellect. So in our daily life, or if we always see and give everything with a nama or a rupa, but actually we are all far beyond that.
Correct. Very well said. Yes, Nirmalaji?
See, there are only two things, matter and energy.
Correct.
The matter is never destroyed.
Matter is never
continues.
destroyed. Yeah.
Continues.
Theory.
Continues. Just continues. So, a few years ago, my parents were living. They died. Now I'm living. I will die.
Correct.
So this is just a process.
Correct.
You don't give, being a warrior, you don't give too much importance to all this. What is your job? Your job as a Kshatriya is to fight the war of Dharma.
Yeah.
And oh, that man is dead. Oh, this man is going to die. Oh, this is not what a warrior speaks. You can, a normal human being can speak that. A Vaishya can speak. A Shudra can speak. Even, of course, a Pandita is a Jnani. He knows the thing. Whoever is going to live, whoever is, it is all, as Kamala said, it is only the name and form. Everything else is consciousness. So in between, so there is nothing very important. Don't give too much importance to name and form. That's what.
Name and form. Yes, Pratibha.
Yes, ma'am. The blessed Lord said, those mourning for those whom thou shoulder not mourn for, yet thou utterest seeming words of wisdom. The wise grieve neither for the living nor for the dead man.
Yes, correct. So this one simple verse, actually the Bhagavad-Gita begins here. And yeah, like we said, Krishna does not give these potent advices unnecessarily. For example, before the war began, he had gone for peace talks, right? He asked Duryodhana to reconsider. How many times Krishna tried? And when Krishna told Duryodhana, look, what you're doing is wrong, you should. Then Duryodhana, you know what he said? He said, of course I know what I'm doing is wrong. Janami dharmam nacha me pravrutti. He said, I know that I'm doing adharma. I know what is dharma, but it's not in my nature to behave like that. Can you believe that? Duryodhana said that. He was not an ordinary person, Duryodhana. He was very learned. But he chose deliberately to do adharma because he said, it's not in my nature. What can I do? Janami dharmam nachame pravrutti. Janami adharma nachame nivrutti. I know what is adharma also. But I cannot nivrutti. I cannot stop myself from doing adharma. Kenapi devena hrudisthitena yata niyuktosi tatha karumi. Some God is sitting within me. Some deva is sitting within me. And he is directing me, do this, do that. So I'm doing it is my pravrutti is to do adharma. So like that, Duryodhana was so unwilling to change. He was so close. He said, I don't care. This is how I want to do. He was completely a slave of his nature. Whereas our Arjuna here has taken recourse to his higher nature and he is asking for advice from Krishna. And that is why Krishna opens up and he is giving him this, this advice. So he says, Krishna doesn't say, yes, Arjuna, you have made a mistake. Okay, forget it. Let's come, let's go home. Let's have coffee and go to sleep. No, he does not say. So he is giving him a total, total advice of why. He's saying, Gatasun, Agatasun. This is important to learn what is this Gatasun and Agatasun and why he is using this word. The ones who have gone and the ones who are yet to go. agata soon, not yet gone. That means we are also all on our way out. We are not here permanently. You recognize the impermanence of life. People have gone, and the moment is the moment we are born, our expiry date is also nishchita, isn't it? So, jatasya maranam dhruvam. You know that. You know that, yet you are crying. Why? Because of moha. Because of these are my people. So, gatasun, agatasun. Ones who are gone and ones who have not yet gone. Don't be stupid, because this is not permanent, and and you talk like a pandita. The pandita, the word pandita, actually now it means a pandit is the one who knows about something, like a Wall Street pandit or something. One is an expert on a certain subject. But the original pandita was an expert in only one subject, which is Atma Jnana. Panda. Panda means, the pandita comes from the word panda. Panda means a one who has Atma Jnana. That is a panda. So you are talking like a pandita, but you are giving all sorts of nonsensical excuses. If you are a pandita, you will know very well that what is being dead is the body, which is anyway, it is a perishable commodity. It has got a shelf life. Why are you crying? So this is a kind of gyan Krishna is giving here. And this jnana of this, the anitya nature of the body, the temporal nature of matter is very important. And what is the mistake we are making here, which is the strain of the whole of this chapter, is I'm identifying myself with that matter. For example, I am looking at the laptop. I know very well that I am not the laptop. I am not the hand. The hand cannot look at me. I can look at the hand, but the hand cannot look at me, isn't it? It is as simple as that. The body is just matter. It is something apart from me. This is the main teaching that of the Gita, that this is a thread that we should never lose sight of. How am I not the body? How am I not the mind? This is the main body of Vedanta. So what we can do right now to notice the separation between myself and what I think of myself as the body, the mind, and the intellect. Right now we can do a little experiment. We just close our eyes and just sit quietly. Close our eyes and sit and feel the body from top to toe. Just feel the blood rushing and all the activities of the body from top to toe. Just feel it. What we can feel is an unmistakable presence, the feeling of I am, I exist. This feeling of I exist is there irrespective of anything. This I exist does not depend on external factors. Even say, suppose the hands are numb, the feeling of I exist is always there. Suppose the legs are numb, the I exist is there. Suppose I lose my sense of hearing, I can still feel my presence. Suppose I don't talk for 10 days. No, the presence is always there. I cannot, suppose all the sense organs are cut off. The sense of I exist is always there. So it is very, very clear that I exist irrespective of what is happening otherwise to my body or to my mind. That is the difference. So that is the essence of my existence. That is me. So that is what Krishna is trying to bring in here. That is the Gyan Krishna is trying to give us. We are attaching too much importance to what is not me. Instead of that, take your attention back to your real nature, which is the pure essence, which is the essence of everything. which is pure Sat Chit Ananda, which is the essence of God himself, then you will not have it. You will look at everything else, including your own body and the other bodies, as just objects which are perishable. This is the main central teaching of the Gita, where Krishna is giving. Ashochan, don't grieve for that which is anyway going away. And in the several other shlokas also, in the shlokas that come, many times he says, I know all my lives. I know that you were born 100 times, 1,000 times. I was born 1,000 times. The only thing is you don't understand, you don't remember, I remember. That is the difference between a Jiva and a Paramatma, Jivatma and Paramatma. So these are the wonderful things that are in store for us. Today, I think we can close now because people have to leave, isn't it? So, yes, thank you all for today's contemplation. It was really nice. Nirmala ji, please put that name of that person and the book in the chat. And we will also, corroborate. We can corroborate it with, because I wonder why no other Bhashyakara has touched upon it. That is the only thing. It's nice. Thank you so much.
This is wonderful, Purnima. This is it's so close to my heart. I'm happy that you have started on this class.
I can see that you're so involved in it, Nirmala. So it's beautiful to see you,
It's so nice. You don't get to people will be just chanting or they will just telling the meaning. This sort of interaction is something wonderful.
That is what is important. Otherwise, we'll just be left behind, not knowing what is Bhagavan saying. And we are so fortunate. Bhagavan is actually talking to us directly. It's not just Arjuna, all of us. So you have to pay attention to what Bhagavan is saying, right? We are really fortunate.
We will be interested and we'll be attentive.
Yes.
And we will get so many concepts.
And we get to contemplate, We get to contemplate. That is important. That is how Shravana, Manana is very, very important. And Nididhyasana. Yes. Whenever I become like Arjuna, this knowledge has to kick in, This has to kick in and I have to correction there where we have to make the correction and go ahead in life. That is what it is. All right. Shall we close?
Yes.
Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Thank you all. See you next week. Meanwhile.